Well, during cross-examination, they showed text messages where Cassie was like, I'm always ready for a freak-off. I love these freak-offs. I'm whatever, whatever. Do you feel on some level that Cassie really enjoyed it and really liked it, and maybe certain times she didn't? To me, it doesn't seem like she was being forced every time.
Right.
What do you think, based on being around them?
I think it was drugs. You know what I'm saying? I think a certain amount of drugs is gonna make you feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that we all hear is about the amount of drugs that they was doing. So you probably doing it to get to that point where you really don't care or you really do enjoy it. So if I had to answer it, I would say depending on how much drugs they did, I think it was times that she really did enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was times that she actually didn't remember it. You know what I'm saying? I remember one conversation, but I just had my ears open and I heard Puff say, yo, man, I don't remember that shit. I was high, yo. So when I hear about some of the stuff that they say and he say, yo, I didn't remember I was high, I know that some of that shit is true because I heard him say that shit before.
Now, 50 Cent's baby mother, Daphne Joy, was mentioned. And I know that she was hanging around Puff. Was that after you left?
Yeah, that was after.
So you never saw her?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Got it.
Him and Puff always had that off and on type of situation. We almost had a fight at the MTV Awards and all that stuff.
Okay, so he mentions this. I remember I mentioned this to Tony Ayo when he was on my show last week.
Right.
So I guess at one point, there was some sort of friction with 50 Cent, and it was at the MTV Awards.
Right.
And I guess they were talking, and Diddy was like, I don't like that all that back and forth stuff. I like guns.
Okay.
Do you remember that conversation?
I don't remember that conversation because him and 50 went off to the side, but I remember it was just me and Diddy there. And it was Yayo and a bunch of dudes from Queens sitting there, and it was 50, and Puff was like, yo, I'm just going to walk up on him and punch him in his face. And
wait.
Yeah.
Puff said he's going to walk up on 50 Cent and punch him in the face.
Yeah, he said, I'm just going to punch him in the face. And I said, yo, what are you talking about? He said, yo, ain't that your man? Ain't that your man? He said, man, go talk to your man. I said, yo, hold up, B, because he knew me and Yayo was tight.
Hold on.
He said,
let me see if I get Yayo on the phone real quick. Hold on a sec. I gotta hold on. This is too good. I try to get Yayo on the phone.
Yeah,
just to get his reaction to this.
So I try to talk some sense in Puff head because the other people that was around is just crash dummies. Whatever Puff say do, they do. Me, I'm thinking about the repercussions. So I said, no matter how tight me and Yayo is, you punch his man in the face, all of them niggas is getting up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just me and him. So I said, yo, B, you can't do that, man. I said, yo, it's just me and you here. He said, what, you scared? You scared? I said, nah, I ain't scared. I said, I'm just telling you that don't make no sense. So him and 50 talked, and then after about 10 minutes of them talking, he said, all right, come on, yo, let's go. And then Yayo came up, and me and him started talking, and he told Puff, yo, you know who you got with you? He was like, yeah, I know. And that was the end of that. Because that was like a conversation and a beef and a problem that was over my head. Yeah, it was there because we bumped into him. But I know that they talk on the phone all the time or they deal with stuff a different way. And then it was times when we got together and they act like they was hunky-dory. So I really didn't know what was going on with them. It was an off and on type thing.
Yeah. When I mentioned the whole gun thing to Tony Ayo, I don't like to go back and forth. I got guns. Tony was like, yeah, we were into guns too.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
We were ready for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have bulletproof trucks. After Diddy and 50 had been doing some press for MTV, Diddy told her that he was having some problems with 50 and that I like guns, in terms of dealing with it.
We like guns too. At that point, niggas would have got eradicated. It was like, come on, bro. We have bulletproof trucks. Like, we like guns too. Like, when it come to 50 and us, we beef with the best of them. Like,
yeah.
Like I never had a friendship with Diddy. I never had a friendship with not too many people in the industry. So that's all I know. But at that point, like in my 20s, at that time, And still to now, like, I'm just keeping it real. I don't want to say anything crazy because the internet has been indicting people lately. So I don't want to say that crazy. But, you know, like, I'm just like, that would have been crazy for him. I think Diddy was just talking that day. I think he was just talking. I think he just wanted to look good because, come on, bro. No way.
I remember, like, remember how 50 of them used to wear the bulletproof vests on stage?
Yeah.
And so forth? I remember being in G-Unit offices. This was about maybe 2004 or so.
Okay.
And, you know, I would show up with my camera. This was when I was a DJ and I was doing DVDs. And I remember Tony Yayo walks into G-Unit offices, takes off his jacket, and he had a bulletproof vest on, just walking around.
Right.
This is not a stage prop.
Right.
This is not for entertainment. Yayo was really wearing a vest.
Right. That's when they was beefing with Jimmy Henchman.
With Jimmy Henchman. Because remember, his Bentley got shot up.
Right. Right.
So Yayo was like, oh, okay, he should have done that. We were ready for that.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Jimmy even told me that. Jimmy even said they not to be played with, Bonds. He said they not to be played with. And hearing that from him was a surprise to me. You know?
I mean, look, I know 50, you know, I'm not best friends with him, but we know each other. If Puff would have punched 50 in the face, 50 would have punched him right back.
Oh, no question.
Like 50's big also.
No question.
He's like my height, stocky, muscular.
And
I've seen him get
got
in
a
fights with
boxing
people.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the hell was Puffy thinking saying that?
Puff go about, not him, he go about who he got around him.
So he felt you were going to handle that whole problem.
Yeah,
You're
I
going to
don't
fight 10 guys by yourself.
He knew me and Yayo was tight. I guess he thought, you know, Puff, I give that to Puff. When it comes to a fight game, he don't care. You know, that ain't the only instance, you know. I seen him jumping dudes 3 times his size face. You know what I'm saying? He'll fight you all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he slap Drake at one point?
Yeah, I wasn't there for
you
that.
weren't there, yeah.
I was finished, but they gave me the call the next day and said, yo, your man just smacked Drake. I'm like, huh?
So that was true.
Yeah, that was definitely true. At Liz.
And what happened exactly? Did they give you the details?
Nah, he said Puff seen him and he banged on his car window and then he jumped out and they was talking and he just smacked him. He smacked him over a record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, start from the bottom.
Yeah.
That beat. I guess Puff had that beat first and Drake took it or
But
something.
he said Puff didn't want the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then Puff is the type of person that when you make something hot off the beat, that was mine first. You know what I'm saying?
You're just being petty, baby.
It was that type. But he definitely smacked him.
Okay.